Settle in, get comfortable, and let's begin the story of Aurora's starry slumber. Once upon a time, in a sparkly space station that zoomed around the twinkling stars, lived a princess named Aurora. Aurora loved everything sparkly and dreamy. She spent her days dreaming of magical adventures in princess gowns, sparkling with jewels. One sunny space day, a shimmering invitation arrived. It wasn't just any invitation. It was covered in blue-violet glitter that smelled like freshly baked cookies. The invitation was from Frizzle, a friendly rainbow dragon, known for their dazzling colorful scales. Frizzle, who breathed glitter instead of fire and could fly backwards and upside down, invited Aurora to a tea party on a mountaintop in space. Aurora's heart fluttered with excitement, but also a little bit of, space fright. Space is big and dark, she thought. Maybe even a little bit scary. But the invitation smelled so delicious, and the glitter sparkled so brightly. So Aurora, dressed in a gown that shimmered like 1,000 stars, bravely accepted. Soon, Frizzle arrived, a magnificent creature whose scales shifted colors depending on how they felt. Today they were a happy, gentle blue-violet. "Ready for our journey, Princess Aurora?" Frizzle asked, their voice like a gentle chime. With a flap of their glittery wings, Frizzle scooped Aurora up. They soared out of the space station, leaving a trail of shimmering rainbow glitter behind them. "Hold on tight," Frizzle called. They zoomed through the starry sky. Aurora gasped as the world whizzed by. Frizzle explained they would be visiting Mount Sparkle, a peak in space where the view was spectacular. As they traveled, they met Queen Snoozle, the ruler of Napland. Queen Snoozle, with her orange blanket cape and a crown made of dream clouds, floated through space, looking a little sleepy. "Hello there." Queen Snoozle yawned, her voice soft as a feather. "Where are you off to?" "We are going to a tea party," Aurora said with a grin. Queen Snoozle smiled. "How lovely. Perhaps you can help me. Something is amiss on the space station. Everyone seems to be unable to sleep." Aurora looked puzzled. She loved her sleep. She couldn't imagine not being able to close her eyes and dream. "What do you mean?" she asked. "Well," Queen Snoozle said, "my dream clouds usually sprinkle sleeping dust and make everyone dream of peaceful things, but the clouds aren't working. The space station is restless." Aurora thought about the space station. It suddenly seemed wrong, like a dream that was out of tune. Frizzle explained that they'd also noticed a problem. People seemed tired and grumpy. No one could sleep. They decided to head to the space station together. They arrived and found the space station buzzing with activity. Everyone was awake, even the night shift workers. "This is terrible," said a space worker, rubbing their eyes. "We can't sleep." Queen Snoozle sighed. "My sleeping dust has been stolen." "Stolen?" Aurora gasped. Who would steal something as important as sleep? Queen Snoozle explained that a grumpy cloud, known for its bad mood and love of grumbling, had taken the sleeping dust. This cloud didn't like anyone being happy or restful. Aurora's heart sank. She knew from her own magical dreams that a good night's sleep was very important. "We have to help," Aurora declared, her eyes sparkling with determination. "But how?" Frizzle wondered, their scales changing to a hopeful green. Queen Snoozle smiled. "Perhaps," she said, "we could enter the grumpy cloud's dream. I've heard those are quite the places." "But how do we get into a dream?" Aurora asked. Queen Snoozle winked. "With a little bit of imagination, a dash of glitter, and the help of someone who loves dreams." Frizzle's scales shone with a bright, hopeful light as they took Aurora to the edge of the dream. "Hold on tight," Frizzle said. Together they flew towards the dream. Queen Snoozle used her magic to gently open a doorway to the grumpy cloud's dream. It wasn't a pretty place. Grey, stormy clouds filled the sky, and everything seemed grumpy. "Oh dear," Aurora said. "This is quite a gloomy place." Suddenly they saw the grumpy cloud. It was a large, dark and very grumpy-looking cloud, swirling around in the sky. "Give me back the sleeping dust," Aurora called. The grumpy cloud just grumbled. "Why should I? I like having all the sleep," Aurora thought quickly. She knew from her own dreams that everyone deserved a peaceful night. She knew that the grumpy cloud was probably just lonely and sad. So Aurora took a deep breath and said, "I love sparkles and dreams. I love to share. Would you like some of my sparkles?" Aurora offered a handful of her own star-like sparkles to the grumpy cloud. At first, the grumpy cloud just grumbled. But as Aurora's sparkles floated towards it, a strange thing happened. The grumpy cloud's edges began to soften. Its color began to lighten. And as the sparkles touched it, the grumpy cloud began to smile. As the grumpy cloud felt the warmth of Aurora's kindness and the magic of her sparkles, it started to release the sleeping dust. The dust floated away and returned to the space station. Back on the station, everyone yawned. They stretched and smiled. They drifted off to sleep, their dreams filled with bright colors, happy thoughts and sparkly stars. Aurora, Frizzle and Queen Snoozle watched as the station became quiet and peaceful again. They had done it! "You did it, Aurora!" Frizzle said, their scales now a warm, cheerful yellow. "You brought the sleep back." Aurora giggled. "It wasn't just me," she said. "It was all of us, and a little bit of kindness." They returned to Mount Sparkle for their tea party. Aurora had the most wonderful tea party, and she learned that a little bit of kindness and a sprinkle of sparkles can make even the grumpiest cloud happy. As the day ended, Aurora knew that even in the darkest of space, with a little bit of help, you can make all dreams come true. Let's see what a great listener you are. Can you answer the following question? What was wrong with the space station? Let's see how you did. The answer is, the inhabitants couldn't sleep because the sleeping dust was stolen. You did a great job. And they all lived happily ever after. Thanks for listening. Come back soon.